So when we decided to buy property in Belize, we actually bought our property sight unseen. So basically we connected with Ruben with Remax and we just felt a really good synergy with him. We looked at other countries, we considered other locations, but then once we connected with Ruben, we just really felt it just felt right. And in fact, one thing that was really important to us in terms of where we would settle was having a place that was multiracial and very diverse. And when I reached out to Ruben, I said, hey, we're a mixed race family. We are interested in Belize and we're looking for a place that would be comfortable for a mixed race family. And Ruben shared with us that he's mixed race as well. And so we talked about that and bonded, and it just felt right. So when he was showing us different properties on the computer, on video, we were just really impressed with this one and decided to just take a leap of faith because it all just felt right. As I mentioned before, Ruben was our agent and we really enjoyed working with him. We felt an instant connection. And just to add a little story in there, so I made an appointment for us to have a video chat with Ruben. And my husband was being a little less than enthusiastic about moving forward as fast as I anticipated. And so he was being maybe a little on the negative side. And so I canceled the appointment with Ruben. And my husband followed up with me and said, hey, don't we have this appointment scheduled? And I said, yes, we had it, but I canceled because you seemed a little negative about it. And if we're gonna do this, I feel like we both need to be on the same page and both be enthusiastic and positive about the process. And so then my husband was like, no, I am excited. Like, let's do this. Like, I wanna chat with him. And Ruben had a trip to the mainland. And so we had to wait like a week and a half or so. Our excitement, I think both of us continued to build our excitement, and we were putting positive vibes out there. And so when we had our first conversation with Ruben, it felt right. We were both in the right mindset to move forward, and Ruben was the perfect person to usher us through that process. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, it was great working with Ruben. When we started getting into the process and started learning about the different properties and the different options and availability, he showed us a bunch of different things, and he really took the time to come to the different properties, and he created custom videos so that we could see the full 360 of the property inside and out. And when we saw this property, we knew it was the right one almost instantly. There were still a couple of reservations. We wanted to see a couple more properties, and he certainly took the opportunity to show us those things. But we came back to this one over and over again.
We did.
And it was great to work with him through the entire process. We had never been to Belize, so we're looking at this house virtually and making a very big decision to buy in. And he walked us through every step of the process. First, understanding the property, how it's laid out, what our options are to maybe expand upon it in the future, the whole potential for Airbnb revenue. And then we just kept getting more and more comfortable the more that we talked with Ruben and the more that we learned about the whole process.
What I would say to someone who is considering buying in Belize is, just go with your gut. If it feels right, do it. I think a lot of times people have a feeling about doing something and they maybe second guess themselves. And I say, just, go with the feeling. And I love it here. It reminds me of where I grew up in Eastern North Carolina. The people are just so friendly. I love seeing people riding their bikes. I love seeing a kid like on the handlebars and another one in the back. It feels like home to me because that's how I grew up. And I just think it's a beautiful place. I think there's so much potential and I can really see it growing, and we hope to grow and expand with Belize.
I think Belize is an amazing country, and we've only been a few times to check out the property, but we feel like it could be home base for our explorations, in Belize and in other parts of the Caribbean and Central America and South America even. So we look at this as a potential future home for us, not just a retirement home, but a place for us to explore further in life.
I love Belize so much. It's truly a beautiful country. I love seeing the iguanas run around. They're like squirrels for us. It's just adorable. And all the locals are just so sweet and so nice. And it's really beautiful here. I love being here.